Hey guys, we're going to be trying some of the new Chantecaille Eclat Cristalline collection. This is their limited edition collection that they've come out with for holiday, and they did send me the blush, the highlighter, and then one of their liquid eyeshadows. So they did come out with 3 shades of their liquid eyeshadows. I have Marron Glacé. So that's what we're going to be trying on today. And I thought I would take the opportunity to do a full face of Chantecaille while we were here. So I usually like to start off with a little bit of skincare, and Chantecaille's skincare is phenomenal, as you guys know. I love, love, love this Bio Lifting Repair Concentrate, and I really, really like using this underneath my eyes, just in terms of skincare, but I do like using it as a primer also. I'm actually opening up a new jar here because I have used up my previous one. So I'm just going to take some off of the cover here. And I just like to tap a little bit right underneath my eye, and it just helps to smooth and plump. And I actually discovered this when I was on one of those online classes. It was like a master class that Chantecaille was giving. And one of the employees at Chantecaille, who was kind of there fielding questions or whatever, she was talking about this and how much she loved it in terms of allergies. So she used it on her face when she felt like her face was being really reactive, possibly breaking out into hives and stuff. And this was years ago. And I was like, really? Because that happens to me. You guys have seen that. Like I'll get hives like in my sinus area, or my eyes will just be really, really just extra sensitive. And so I will always use this when I feel like my skin is actually being affected by like allergies, not just my sinuses or my throat or whatever. So not only is it great at like calming down my skin, but I think it's so great at like smoothing, it plumps. It just does all the right things for like my under eye area, especially like pre-makeup. Like it really does a nice job smoothing. So anyway, I do like to start with that, especially when I'm feeling like my allergies are like active. So for foundation, I'm going to go in with Chantecaille, the Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer. It has an SPF 15. And I remember when I first started using this product, I was shade Vanilla. That's too deep for me now. So I've downshifted to Bliss. So that is the shade that I have. And they have also like reformulated. Well, I wanted to say they've just recently reformulated this, but time has no meaning anymore in my head. It's probably a year ago, actually. They have reformulated this, and I have tried it ever since, and I like it just as much as the previous version. I really don't see that much of a difference. So anyway, I'm just going to squeeze out a little bit onto the back of my hand. Oh, hey, Butters has joined me. Hi, baby. What's up? You never come back here. She doesn't like this little room that I film in. What's going on? Here is Bliss. Nice creamy texture, really love it. Can you guys hear that? We're having thunderstorms, and it sounds like it's like right over my house right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Rephr LC02 brush. This has a great light medium coverage. It is buildable, but I like keeping it light. And it is most definitely water-based because it feels really cooling when you apply it. I'm gonna squeeze out a little bit more. Okay. Isn't that pretty? It does such a good job blurring. I feel like my skin ends up looking really plump, really blurred out, really like creamy looking. My complexion looks really creamy. All right, next I'm gonna use some of the Radiance Gel Bronzer from Chantecaille. And I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use the same brush. I squeezed out, I think, probably a little bit too much of the bronzer. I'm just going to go ahead and use the same Rephr brush, picking up a little bit off the back of my hand. So this has a really nice warm tone to it, but not orangey, which I really like. There's like enough of a red undertone in there, which I think looks very natural on the skin. Okay, just gonna add a little bit on my nose here. All right, it has definitely been a while since I've used this bronzer. I feel like I always go for their their baked gel powder bronzer in Goa. I love that. That's been a long time favorite of mine. So I've kind of ignored this gel bronzer that they have, but this has been around for so long. And in fact, I feel like this is probably one of the first one of the first Chantecaille products I ever tried. It's really good. In fact, I feel like it's better than I remember. And I do know they reformulated their gel products. Anyway, there is the gel bronzer. And now we can jump into one of the holiday collection products. Okay, so here is the Radiant Blush. Look at this packaging. It's so pretty, isn't it? Love it. And then this is the blush. It is a baked gel powder. Let me do a quick swatch for you. And does this have a name? It doesn't have a name. It's Radiant Blush. Wow, it has such a beautiful, beautiful metallic sheen. Wow, that's gorgeous. So I'm going to use the number 5 Refer brush. Wow. Oh, that's so pretty. So there's actually a little bit of a color shift to like a peach in there. So I would say this is neither a cool nor a warm toned blush. It kind of covers everything. And then the metallic sheen is really, really bright. This is gorgeous. This is like all of your holiday makeup come true. So beautiful. Wow, I love that. Okay, and now they do also have a cheek light, which is an illuminating powder. I already feel like this is a lot of illumination, but we're gonna go for it. We're just gonna do it. So same outer packaging with these beautiful crystals. And then we've got another baked gel powder formula. So we've got a really light, kind of like a light ballet pink color. It's also that baked gel formula, so it's, oh, it just looks beautiful in the pan. Let's swatch this. Ooh. Oh, this tone is incredible. Yeah, it's a very, very soft, peachy pink. Again, it's neither warm nor cool toned. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm going to use one of my favorite highlight brushes. This is from Surratt Beauty. This is, I believe they call this their highlight brush, but it's basically like a cheek brush that has a nice point to it. I'm going to go into the highlighter and just brush right on top of my cheek. Wow. Let's add some to my nose here. Ooh. Hello, bright. I already feel like there's so much glow here. Let me just tap on top. Wow. Chantecaille is not being shy this holiday season. I'm gonna put it over my eyebrows here. Oof, holy smokes. That is some really pretty shine. All right, so that was the blush and the highlighter from the collection. I do have, like I said, one of their eye lumières, which is their cream liquid shadow. And I have Marron Glacé, which is, I believe, the deepest shade they have. They have 2 paler shades, which if I get along with this formula, I think I'm definitely gonna be picking up the 2 lighter ones because this whole collection is so beautiful. So, so beautiful. Now, when I swatched this shade during my PR haul, I remember having like a little bit of a hard time actually removing it with a makeup remover. So this is definitely long wear. All right, I've pulled out some brushes. This is the Bobbi Brown eyeshadow brush, and then this is the Bobbi Brown full coverage touch-up brush. And I just wanted them at the ready so that I can blend this out before it completely sets down. And I'm definitely going to do one eye at a time. So I'm just going to swipe along my lash line here. And then I'm going to take the eyeshadow brush and blend out. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try actually dipping my brush into the shadow here and then applying it. Let me close this up actually, since it does set down, and then apply it where I want more product. I'm going to take this full coverage brush and try and blend it. Okay, I like that I can keep working it so I don't have like a blob of liquid shadow down. But that blended out really nicely. Okay, all right. I like that. I like that. You guys know I don't always get along with liquid eyeshadows, but this one was nice. Yeah, this one was nice. This one was not hard to blend out. Amazing, amazing. Okay, for eyeliner, I'm going to use their Luster Glide eyeliner in Raven, which is black. And I'm going to tightline. I think I'm just going to do the upper lash line. I don't want this eye look to look too heavy. Yeah, I think that's good. Because so far we're dealing with something that's pretty ethereal looking. Just going to throw on the Chantecaille Longest Lash Mascara. All right, and last but not least, lips. So they did just come out with a new cream lipstick. I think it's just called Lip Creme. And I've been loving, loving, loving Bamboo, which is this wonderful, cool toned nude. But I think because we're doing a holiday look here, maybe I'll try either Moon Orchid or Plum Blossom. So here is Moon Orchid, and here is Plum Blossom. I'm going to try Plum Blossom. I want to see how bright this pink looks on my lips. Very pretty. I think the Moon Orchid, the deeper one, would have been a little bit too overpowering because everything else is so like light and bright. I think Plum Blossom was a good choice. All right, guys. So, well, here's a full face of Chantecaille, but those were the new holiday pieces from Chantecaille. I love it. I love this ethereal, really super glowy, glowy look. I think it's so pretty. I feel like when it comes to holiday looks, there's like two different like paths you can take. There's this one where it's very like snowflake party, everything's like icicles. And then there's the like red velvet, black velvet, you know, bright red lips, smoky eye kind of avenue that you can take. And I always kind of gravitate towards this. I just love this like ethereal look and feel. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.